Welcome to the Steve Reads His Post podcast. For those of you who are too busy or too lazy to actually read my post, I've taken on the huge effort of reading them to you. Enjoy. Power Platform ISV, Inception to Disruption. Some of you may know that one of several things I'm involved with is an ISV consulting collaborative called Power ISV. Together with 4 other ISV-focused business applications MVPs, we're helping existing ISVs to modernize, new ISVs to get started, and guiding ISVs on other platforms over to the Microsoft Cloud. We also want to reverse the adage, those that can't do, teach, into those that are doing it, teach. Imagine, if you will, looking around the Microsoft ISV space today, and specifically looking at AppSource, there seems to be a lack of imagination. It feels like the inspiration for many ISV solutions is seeing existing ISV solutions, leading to either very similar ISV solutions being built or ones with minimal advancement of an existing idea. Looking around AppSource, you will see a lot of copies of similar things, and frankly, most of those things are for solving simple problems. Don't get me wrong, we all appreciate a nicely built widget, but are those really going to get us to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more? Achieving more. How does one actually achieve more with technology? It's not simply being able to respond to emails twice as fast. A typing class solves that. Replacing paper processes with digital ones? Yeah, that would put you in a position to achieve more. Being able to collaborate with my team or customers better? Sure, but are we not already burnt out on the whole collaboration kumbaya theme? I think achieving more was a great goal at the time it was stated, and probably tied nicely into the Office 365 push at that time. But now what? Building a toolbox. As I look at what Microsoft has been doing in recent years, particularly around the Azure and business application space, they seem to have spent a great deal of effort creating new technologies like IoT, AI, ML, insert acronym here, etc. The palette of capabilities has grown fast. Some ISVs have embraced parts of this new palette, but many others are either oblivious or just uninspired. I understand that if you have your own technology, your focus is going to be on plugging into the Microsoft machine, but where's the disruption? What is disruption? Maybe you have built a disruptive technology externally, and your goal is simply to bring your disruptive force to a broader base by moving it to the Microsoft engine. I'm waiting to see the disruption being born out of the Microsoft platform. Microsoft has been disruptive in the way that they are providing and growing the tools, but I'm looking for the Uber, and so is Microsoft. Microsoft won't build the next Uber, but they have built all of the tools necessary for an ISV to build it. Disruption is all around us. Home Depot disrupted the hardware industry, but that was not so much a technological disruption as it was a scale and distribution disruption. Uber is probably one of the best known technology-driven disruptions. An industry that was over 100 years old was turned upside down by an app. Can you make a unicorn? From a pure technology-only standpoint, it is hard to top Uber. Uber was not built on Microsoft technologies, but today it could have been, and probably at a fraction of the time and cost that Uber has invested. When you break it down into its parts, it's a freaking mobile app. It incorporates a bunch of things we already know, GPS, ratings, matching, e-commerce, etc., all parts and many more that are available to any of us in Microsoft's cloud portfolio. But it's not about the parts. It was about that day in the cab when some guy thought, this sucks ass. Inception to disruption. For any of us, several times a week we engage with something that sucks. Sure, maybe it was the way Dynamics 365 deals with some thing that inspires you to create a widget. That is not disruptive, that is convenience. Clearly, most of us will aspire to the convenience, and there's nothing wrong with that. You might even make a few bucks. But a few of you have it within you to not only recognize an opportunity to truly disrupt, but see the actual path through the vast Microsoft toolbox illuminated. Walk the talk. So the team at Power ISV is going to attempt to practice what we preach and journey down the inception to disruption path utilizing nothing but the Microsoft Cloud Toolbox. I can't share the idea just yet as we're still wrapping our heads around it, but I can tell you the current experience sucks. We'll be chronicling every step of our journey as we seek to create an inception to disruption roadmap. What's next indeed? Shining the spotlight. You can learn more about Power ISV here, but in case you don't get to it, I wanted to highlight the MVPs who are part of the team. Myself, of course, as well as Mark Smith, David Yak, Scott DeRoe, and George Dubinsky. Another thing we'll be thoroughly testing is the ability of a bunch of know-it-alls to work together as a team. That may prove the biggest hurdle.